Good morning, or should I say good noon, whatever. It's Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World on the Off-Grid Project, and I'm about to let the chickens loose very soon here. I have a surprise. I'll show you what I've been doing. It's 12 o'clock right now, and I just got home. Let me show you what I've got over here. Got my truck back yesterday, and I power washed it underneath. I'm gonna have to spray tar it because there's some rust forming. Because it was, the brakes were broke for a few months and all that salt from the winter was on it. But I also got a whole mess of good, clean pallets. This is very good, clean pallet wood for the most part. And I'm gonna finish my fence. And I'm gonna have the chickens out as I work. So I will have enough to finish at least the one side and half of the other for now with the pallets that I got here, and the chicken wire will stay up until the fence is done. So as soon as I figure out how to cut a gate for the chickens and secure them by night, I will have them out and running around happily, eating for free. That's part of my goal. The other part of the goal is to finish the main fence, run the electric wire along so that I can keep the chickens out forever. I've got to finish closing off here where the ground is rough and uneven. I don't know if you can see the contours here. It really drops down and it comes up here, up and down, and I've got a lot of work to do. I have to figure that out, how to put a gate across here, or put a fence across here. It's probably going to require some stakes and pieces of chicken wire to do the ups and downs across there, but I'll be doing that as soon as I get the picket fence done and have the chickens free ranging in the enclosed area that they do have. They can come out through the front here by the driveway, but I don't expect that they're going to go exploring too far. And I'm going to feed them in the evenings to keep them in their place and make them go to bed at night, so I can close them in and keep them safe inside the electric fence protected area until the big main fence is done. Just a little update. I had to put some burlap across for shading for the plants because it's pretty intense, the sun is, and it was scorching my fragile little plants. You can see the as the clouds pass and come and go, the water is pumping through the tube. There it comes. And so people are asking me, how am I getting, what was the question? How do I make sure that the water gets through everything? Well, I have the water going in over here on this side, and it flows then through the entire container and out the bottom on the other side. And oh, the question was how am I ensuring that the water gets to the roots of all the plants? Well, it's working out well. It's working out quite well. And my plants are alive. They're pulling out of it, but the sun is scorching them. It is brutal. The sun is really intense this year, like really, really hot, intense. And so these almost died from the heat, but now that I've got the shield up, they're getting the morning sun here, and in the midday when it's the hottest, they're going to be shaded. So they should be fine now. There's some new growth here on this plant back here. The other leaves had died, and this one's coming up. This one perked up, and it's doing all right. Here we got some new growth on the dandelion. The other leaves have been killed by the intense heat. This lettuce plant here is coming out of it, and that dandelion, although it looks rough, is perking up. I did lose a purple lettuce, I think, because of the intense heat. So I only lost one plant, but that is not because of my error. That is just the intense heat is literally killing things out here. It is so bad. So I just wanted to give you the update on the homemade aquaponics setup for now. A lot going on here today. I am cleaning in the garden. Let me collapse my tripod for a minute here. I have to set up some chicken wire here in the corner, and I had to set up a stake to repair one of my wood fence posts that had been rotted by termites. And now what I'm doing is setting up some chicken wire here to close off this corner, which I never had closed. If you remember, snakes were getting caught up in that deer netting last year, and I just want to close up this corner here with chicken wire from here to here, which was open. So chickens can't run in this way. Then the picket fence will stop them there. So I just ran the weed whacker and cleaned all this out. Now obviously my grapevines are going to be totally permanently entwined in the chicken wire. Of course the chicken wire is disagreeable. So I guess it'll be permanent. And as some people said, it'll rot away with time, and if it does, then that'll just be fine, I guess. It won't be visible once the grapevines are grown larger. Boy, this stuff is unruly. So I like to have Chris around when I'm working on this wire. Sure helps to have an extra hand. Oh boy. I'm trying to work tangled in the grapevines and the chicken wire and the fence and the weeds. Grapevines are not producing fruit this year, neither are my berries that I bought last year. I know berries bear fruit on second-year canes, so it'll take a couple years for them to start producing, which is something I didn't think of or expect when I got them. I thought I'd have fruit this year. Well, there's always repair and maintenance to do, as well as new construction. Some people seem to think I'm lazy only because I'm only putting out 15-minute videos on a day, but I invite any one of you to come over and spend some time here if you doubt that I'm busy all day. Spend a few days out here. You'll never say it again. Anybody that works... Oh! Anybody that works on a homestead knows... Twice now. That one's a bad one. That it's never boring out here. And why am I not wearing gloves with this wire? Because it's harder to handle this fine wire with gloves on. I prefer to be able to feel and see what I'm doing. And that's the first time I got poked in the entire fencing project. So it's not like you get poked constantly. If you're careful. Of course, that's a good bleeder. That one went in deep. Wow. Anyway. Yeah, that'll keep the chickens out and allow the snakes to pass through still, just fine. Then I can start free ranging these birds. You ever think wire is alive and is teasing you? Alright, the corner's done, and I spent some time working with my grapes here, winding them around. They're starting to get long enough, that one and that one over there and a couple others. I've been weeding around the bases and winding them up and around. And now that my truck is running again, I can go get the mulch that I have piled out behind the owner's house, the landlady's house, and start bringing that in and mulching around all my plants. And now that the chickens won't be eating and scratching in the mulch and digging it up, that'll be a benefit as well. So it's it's lunchtime, and I'm going to be back in a while and let the birds out. Well, the moment they've all been waiting for. I'm going to release the birds. So I've got to put a clamp on here. I need to cut the wire. Let me see how this works. I'm going to put handles on here, spring-loaded handles for the wire, so I can open and close the electric wire as needed. And I'm going to have to re-secure that post. I'm going to build a gate here for the birds. In just a few minutes, the chickens are going to be free to run, and they will. I just hope I can entice them to come back in at night, keep them safe from predators. Starting to realize something's going on. Alright, birds, you're free. Come on. Who's gonna be first? Come on, birds. Free food. There they go. Free chickens. Pretty soon they'll be coming and going as they please. Happy, happy birds. Come on, birds. Come on out and eat. Freedom! Here it goes, people. Big moment for the chickens. Here they go. Into the bushes. It's the chicken exodus. I just hope I can get him back in now. Oh boy. The exodus. Come on, birds. Everybody come out. Well, I'm going to have to build that gateway so I can close them in at night safely. Well, there they are. Crawling around. That's what I wanted right there. Free food. Look at that. Free ranging chickens. Free ranging. So if I let them out by day and then close them in at night, they should be fine. They should be alright. Eventually, by the end of the day, the rest of the birds will find their path out. Well, there it is, the first time. There's all my little silky babies. They grew up. Now it's going to be an Easter egg hunt out here sometimes. But that also means I'm going to start having chicken babies. Little chicks. Well, now I'm going to be running around like mad, checking for holes and patching areas where they get into the garden, because they will. If there's holes, they'll find them. Look at them going into there. That's what I wanted right there. There's so much food right there for them. And protection. See, there's so much cover that the birds are in relative safety in this area. Except that Joy has now seen them and is licking her lips. Joy, those are friends. They're friends, Joy. You don't want to eat them. Unfortunately, she was eating chicken in her previous life all the time. Well, here come some of the stragglers. Happiness, huh? Happiness for the chickens. Right at my feet. Free food, free food for all. Well, everybody, this is a huge, huge moment for the off-grid homestead and the chickens. Definitely happy time for them. They're eating blueberries, they're eating bugs, spiders. They got so much here to eat. Crazy amount of food. That's going to save me money. Seriously going to save me a lot of money now. Well, I got to get back to work on the picket fence. Well, I'm just taking a break and sitting down, having a Gatorade because it's really humid and hot. I cleaned out that entire area. I don't know if those of you may remember there were two junk piles here from when I built the chicken tractor. The scrap wood was still there from when I built the chicken tractor, and there was a lot of other wood and scrap material in that area, two big piles. And I had left it because you may remember I had put the 4 raccoon traps, which are up against the wheelbarrow right now, in and under all that junk to keep the coons from pulling them away. And some of you may remember that one big raccoon actually did drag it out from under all that wood. So I have pulled all the stuff out of there, took the firewood and scrap wood and all the materials out of there and all the junk, and I still got to clear out everything that's pulled out right here yet. This is all just so I could clear that out, and I'm still sorting. But now you might see that I've run a new chicken wire around here, and there's the corner. I'm going to have a gate right here, and it's around and attaches to the other chicken wire over there. This is to give my birds in the chicken tractor a place to free range for a while. I'm later going to build them a proper area, but for now I want to get them out and let them eat free stuff as well. And then the baby birds, which are in a small cage still to this day, are halfway grown. One is actually starting to crow. So they'll join these birds, and then the 4 silkies in this chicken tractor will go out with the other birds. So I'm just going to have the small special bantams in this little protected run area here, and that'll be enough for them to free range for the most part. I'll probably have to give them some food a little bit each day though to supplement, because it's not a large area. But coming along. It's really, really hot and humid though, so I'm resting. The picket fence, I started running wire. I'll show you that later. I don't think I mentioned it. I started running wire and weaving it in back and forth in along the slats where there's extra space in between. I decided to run baling wire up and back and forth in there so the chickens can't just pass right on through. It'll block them. And any slats that are too wide, I'm just going to run through that entire pallet and weave in and out. I only got actually just 3-4 pallets that have wider spacing. And then I'll get the stuff off the truck and I'll build a real gate here. We'll see how the day goes. I'm still working on the chicken fencing. And I'm going to have to reroute the electric fence to protect all of these guys as well. Keep them all safe. So it's a big job, but I'm getting it. I'm working on it. Right now I'm just resting, like I said. Need to rehydrate with a Gatorade and take a break now and then, because it is really humid. So, getting a lot done today. I just ran the weed whacker around the electric fence by the chicken tractor, cleared that out. I created myself a little door here. Wait, am I zoomed? Yes. It's just a little thing I'm going to hook over with a wire, or a couple wires. The birds are out, but they don't know it, or they're free. They just don't know it yet. They haven't been out in a little while, so they got grass, that's why they're not coming out. Grass from the weed whacker flew in. It's funny, they have freedom and they don't realize it. The door is wide open. So they'll be able to run free out here. And once the silkies are out, I'm going to corner them and put them in with the big birds, because they're big enough now to hold their own over there. And then my little birds will be released over here. Actually, I'm going to do that now before these guys realize they're free. And then they can get to know each other outside. Well, they're free. The silkies are tuned down to find their way out. But, oh well.